and hello and welcome to a new video. Very creative intro, I know. Like I said in my previous videos, people like it more when I talk, so that's what I'm gonna do. And it's not scripted. I do, of course, have some points to talk about, but I'm not gonna read out loud from a script. Because again, I can sound so fake. So I'm just watching the footage with you and I'm telling you what I did. And as you can see, I am drawing a dude with 6 arms, which therefore is very creatively dubbed as a spider dude. Now I already shared this on my Pinterest, not on my Pinterest, on my Patreon. It's both with a P. It's so confusing. And someone told me he looked like, I don't know his name anymore, but Has-Been Hotel as like the spider dude as well. And you know, always when I have a direct source of inspiration, I will, mention it. And it is not him, because I personally, it's not my thing. Has-Been Hotel, let's be nice, it's not my thing. So that was not really my inspiration. What was my inspiration is maybe a bit selfish actually, but I made spider boys before years ago. I don't know how many years ago, but here are some pictures. Blip blip. Those were adopts as well, just like this guy, by the way, but I'm gonna talk about more about him being adopted later. I made just like these spider, yeah, well, I wouldn't say men, that's copyrighted. But simply men with more limbs, more arms. And I don't know what the inspiration for that was back at that time. I think it really was just me drawing a random dude and just giving him more arms, and then going with the whole it's a spider thing. The circles around beads things you see now, those were kind of inspired by spider eggs. But since it's a spider dude, he wouldn't really have the eggs. But then again, I don't think it's really that much nature accurate. Maybe when he goes on a date with a lovely spider lady, she will eat his hat after the date. But other than that, it is not very accurate. So, and they're not actual eggs, of course. I just really like big beads and big accessories and designs, and that's exactly what I did here as well. I like long nails as well. That's what I'm gonna do here. Yeah, there it is. I think because in a lot of designs I do, I have longer nails, and they're always pointy and shit like that. It's because I have that as well. In real life, I always, my nails are always painted and long, and I like them to be weapons. So I think you put that in your own designs unconsciously, because that's it's what you have. I really like that because, well, I try to put that on my own hand, so that I like it. And that's why I put it on other stuff as well. I don't wear a lot of beads, so that's not coming from real life Looji. But I like round shapes. I use paint tool side too, and you have this ruler that's a circle. Circle. English, I don't speak it, so if I have any weird lines, any weird words, it's because of that. I really like using the circle ruler because it's just so nice. It's really nice. Here's some more rope thingies. I often put those in designs as well. I really like drawing that. It's just like one line, and then I go with smaller lines, and then try to erase the sides to give it more shape. I think that was a really bad explanation, but maybe you can kind of get it if you look at the footage. I'm giving him some poofy pants now, and I already did that with like the spikes, which, by the way, I have no idea what those are. If it's part of his body or if it's like a dress code. I don't know, but I thought it looked kind of cool. That's why I added it. But I tried to put like black shading in there. I don't often do that. But I thought it would be nice, and I put it in the beads as well, and I put it in the pants you just saw. And now I'm giving him his 1, 2, third arm. The thing with spider dudes or spider women, hey, it's just that they have so much limbs and arms, you just don't know what to do with them. And I at first didn't really know what to do with them. So I just put it on his other arm. I don't know if this is like a relaxing good pose to have. I personally do not have 4, 5, 6 arms. I don't know why I counted that. I was confused. And of course, another thing about it is that you have to draw multiple hands. And me and hands are not very good friends. We're more like rivals that sometimes, when the writers get bored, are friends all of a sudden, but most of the time we do not get along. But in this picture we did kind of get along. Not on the arm, not on like this the third arm where his hand is kind of on his arm. That was kind of hard. I had to do a second sketch because often when I sketch I just want to get it over with, so the hands in the sketches are often like they're very crappy. Because I just think like this is a problem for future Looji. It's not for me. She can handle it, and I'm gonna continue. And yeah, and then I am future Looji, and then I think shit, that's not what I wanted. I'm gonna do the hair now. I'm using the ball pen brush again, so the lines are a bit stiff, but I just was in the mood to use this particular brush today. So hair is a bit more difficult because of it, because things get a little bit more stiff. However, I do think eventually it does look kind of yeah, flowy. More beads, of course, more beads. I wanted to have one smaller and the other smaller, one bigger and the other smaller, and I do wanted to have 2 sizes of beads. So I did like kind of measure that the bigger bead is this big and the smaller bead is this big. Big. The only thing that's not a bead but is jewelry is his earring. I don't know why that's not a round bead, but I do think it's kind of like a different earring, you know. I'm moving his hair a bit to give the silhouette a bit more better shape. And now I'm gonna draw braids, and this is gonna take some while. So get used to it. At first I did a bit too small. You can see I remove it and then I continue. Now drawing braids looks very difficult, but in my opinion it's not that hard. But I'm not the best braids, so don't take words from me. However, I did do a tutorial on it about how to draw hair, and then I talk about how to draw a braid as well. But it's not the best tutorial ever, so maybe I should do a better hair tutorial at one point. But here I am drawing his lovely braid. You can already see in the sketch and later on in the coloring progress that I really wanted his hair to be like two-toned, and that his hair switches color in the braid itself. Thought that would be kind of really neat. So this guy is an adoptable. You can buy him. Well, actually, it's more of an auction. I always do those over at DeviantArt because I find that a bit more easier to communicate with commenters and followers and any other platforms. The platform I find it the most irritating. I know it's very popular, but I'm not very big fan of Instagram. Mainly because of the limits of the pictures uploaded. It always has to be like square or square-like, the ratio, you know, and no transparent backgrounds, and I don't know. I'm not very the biggest fan of Instagram when it comes to like drawing and drawing uploads. And Tumblr has almost no comment thing. You can comment, but then it's very hard to reply on it, and then that just gets really irritating. So for me, the best platform to put adoptables on is DeviantArt. I'm not very active on it anymore, but I do really like it. I do think DeviantArt is very nice, and so if you're interested in adoptables with me, you can see them there. For a very long time, I did draw to adopt as well, but this one is an auction with money. So I'm doing this color scheme right now, and you see I'm feeling Shadow the Hedgehog today. I'm looking at some black, white, red, and yellow, but later on I will change it because, well, I wanted to try black, white, and red. I had to process that, but I personally don't like that color scheme at all, except for Shadow the Hedgehog. I'm gonna be honest, Shadow the Hedgehog is my dude. So and since he's like a hedgehog thing, it kind of works better. But other than that, I never really like black, red, and white, especially like black, red. I just don't like it. But I thought maybe I wanted to challenge myself and try to do it, but as you can see, that didn't go through. So I gave it a nice green, yellow, kind of the green as my logo. I think that's a nice green. I know in a previous video I once said that I didn't like green, but green is such a color, you know what I'm saying? Which was stupid because my whole channel is green. I'm giving him some little blossom thingies on his pants. A little nice gradient. Sometimes when I have a design, I don't really know what else to do with the color scheme. I put in some gradients here and there. It always works, in my opinion. I also, as you can see, give him blue skin. I really like the idea of these spider boys having weird color skin. Because in the previous one, who were also sold on DeviantArt, by the way, they also had different color skins, like purple and blue. And I just really like that because then you can go, so, you know, it's a nice color scheme if it's like a weird skin color. I'm shading now. I want to do very harsh shading and kind of flat and harsh shading. I felt like it would fit the drawing, in my opinion. Still think it does. The shading on the pens is not as harsh, but I do really like shading green because this is a blue shading. As you can see, I put like a blue spot next to it, and whenever I have some green like colors, I will put a layer on top of it and put it on multiply and then do blue. But now I'll put a purple in there as well, and that's for the other colors because I also really like purple. And the darkest purple there is for the red colors because for some reason multiply layers and the color red do not interact that well. On all the other colors, multiply is very vibrant and nice, at least with like the pastel colors I showed earlier. But red, it doesn't really go very well. It always is very low and doesn't do much. I think because the original color is most of the time a shade of red as well, because that's what pink is. It's just a shade of red. Now I'm doing the line art, which is personally one of my favorite steps, maybe my most favorite, because I don't know, it just really finishes it. And in case you can't tell, but I think you can, I'm making the line art a darker color than a shading, so it's kind of like a secondary shading in that way. However, I do leave parts black in the line art, and that's when it's like one item and then only inside the item it's the darker line art color. I just really think that's like a nice look. But I don't always do it, but sometimes I just really like doing that. Here I'm doing the braid. I chose to do the line art of the black hair the same as the white hair and make it lighter than the black, because if I would do the darker color of the black hair, it would simply be black line art and you couldn't already see it very well, so I chose to do lighter line art. And oh, he's already done. I did some highlights with white, as you could see, and now the Patreons are on screen. And as always, I want to say thank you to the Patreons. You guys are really cool, supporting me and stuff. You guys are awesome. And but you know, support can come in any way. So if you want to subscribe, you're absolutely welcome to. And I'm gonna make more videos, absolutely. And I'm wishing you a very happy day. And bye. I hope to see you again soon with more videos. Suggest what I should do more. Bye.